I'm Bobby Tippins, distribution supervisor here in Thompson Operating. Been with the company for 25 years. Been a foreman for the past 10 years, worked in the coastal region, and I've also worked here in the East region. As a foreman in coastal region and here in the East region, the thing I enjoyed most about my job was the interaction with the community. Along with my day-to-day activities with the crew, it gave me the opportunity to meet people in the community, but also be that face of Georgia Power that they could call on when something was going on, and I loved solving the problems for the customers. With my CDP, to me it was an important tool because it kept me on track. Once I set a goal for myself, I looked for ways to develop me as being that face of Georgia Power in the community. And I identified things that I needed to work on through feedback from my peers and also leadership here in the region. And those were the things that I would put on my CDP and say, here's what I need to work on, here's the direction I want to go. But it also helped me build support here in the region to have help to be able to reach those goals once I set them. I didn't just put it on there and not think about it through the year. I would take the time to make sure that I kept focused on getting finished with a task, but also use my area manager to sit down with me and refresh me, and we would talk about the things I've done, and I would fill out my accomplishments at the mid-year and at the end of the year and target those things that were listed on my CDP to make sure that they were complete. Early on here in the East region, I felt it was important for me to be interactive in the community because I didn't know anybody here. I moved here without knowing anybody. So one of the things that I put on my CDP was to find an organization that would get me plugged into the community, and Leadership McDuffie was that way to get in there. So I put Leadership McDuffie on my IDP and got the support here from my area manager to participate in Leadership McDuffie, and it turned out to be something that was on my CDP that I was able to identify, get involved, and through that I became very involved, and that turned into some leadership roles on Leadership McDuffie's board. Some other things I did was also look at ways to spend some time with local managers that were here in the region and outside of the region, and also build relationships inside the company internally, and that was statewide. So I looked for ways to identify things on my CDP that would get me face to face with people that were all across the state. And one of those was I identified being on the Distribution Supervisor Roundtable, and served on it for 2 years. And you know, what a great way, once you set it and you get the backing for that, and it may not be the first year that you put it on your CDP, but once you identify it and you've got a goal going in that direction and you get that support, it's better to have it on your CDP and work towards that than not have anything identified at all. I've been a foreman for 10 years, and for the last 8 years, I have identified the local manager position to be a position that I wanted to be in because of that face-to-face interaction with the people in the community. So for the past 8 years, I have worked on different aspects and taken different directions, and it's really helped me also. Once I had an interview for a local manager job, I would take that feedback, and it gave me tools to put on my CDP and my IDP to help me close those gaps so that there would be, you know, direction for me to follow. I'm not saying it's impossible without a CDP, but what I'm saying is you don't have something that you can sit down and focus your energy towards. With the CDP, it gave me that direction, and it kept me focused. It set goals for me going forward, but it also gave me the opportunity to have that support here in the region. Not only does it again, set those goals, but it also gives you those people in the region that are willing to step up and help you because you do have that goal in mind. Sit down and prepare the CDP. Don't be discouraged when opportunities come along that you weren't a successful candidate, because it's going to take you time to build those tools that you need for that job. Having the CDP, to me, is the first step. Staying on track is the second step, and don't be discouraged. You wanted that job for a reason. Again, it took me 8 years to get to where I am today, so it's not an overnight process. Use your CDP to build your tools. For some people it works quicker, for some people it takes longer. Opportunities don't come available overnight. So being prepared today for something that may be 2 years down the road, my advice to you is, if you have a direction that you want to go, identify it today. Don't wait till you know it's coming up in 2 months, because it's not, 2 months of preparedness is not going to have you where you need to be for that job. Have your CDP, be involved with your CDP, talk to your manager about your CDP, and use it, because it does work.